You ever have one of those mornings where you wake up with the taste of cheap margaritas still lingering in the back of your throat and you think, well, at least the worst is behind me? That's how mine started. Then my phone rings, and it's my neighbor sending a picture of Brenda standing in front of my battered old camper with a margarita in one hand, her little dog in the other, and this tank top that says Hot Mess Express, just grinning like she won the lottery, her caption, road tripping in style, baby. I mean, you ever get the kind of news that's so dumb it physically stuns you? Because it took me a second to register. Brenda hadn't just taken my camper. She'd jacked an active federal DEA mobile lab cross state lines and decided to live stream her joyride for the entire world, including a few cartel surveillance rings to see. Now, let me back up a sec. This wasn't your average dad with a weekend RV situation. I'm a field tech for the Drug Enforcement Agency embedded in a mobile surveillance unit. My cover in Lark's Estates was picture-perfect quiet. Said I was an agricultural consultant. Kept my head down, grew a beard, wore bucket hats, never talked much to the neighbors. My camper might have looked like it was held together with duct tape, but inside it was basically the CIA on wheels, labs, data uplinks, encrypted comms, the works. The kind of thing that does not just wander off without setting off sirens all the way to DC. Nobody knew except for me, my handler, and apparently Brenda, or at least she thought she knew. Brenda had been on my case since I rolled in calling it an eyesore, griping to the HOA, making cracks about meth labs. She thought she was hilarious. Truth is, she was a rule bender of the highest order. Brenda was always in some HOA fine illegal rose bushes, New Year's parties in other people's driveways, even planted a plastic pink flamingo in my flower bed once, just to spite me. I tried to keep things cool, always told her it's not safe, it's federal property, don't go near it. She'd just laugh. But the week before she struck, I'd caught her watching me load a locked case into the camper, real dangerous stuff, fentanyl derivatives from a bust. She'd chirped, going fishing, and I ignored her. But the truth is, I started double-checking my security setup and alert on my phone. 3 days later, that alert goes off. The footage is grainy, but it's Brenda toolbox in hand, opening my gate, punching in the code. How'd she get the code? I find out later she watched me enter it once while walking her dog, then guessed the rest from my greasy fingerprints on the keypad. The gall. But now it's not just a neighborly spat. It's a federal intelligence breach. That camper held cartel intel locations names, stuff that would make the front page if it ever got out. I call my handler. He's dead silent for a beat, then says, "We've already seen it. She posted it on TikTok. You cannot make this stuff up." There's Brenda and her squad, Cheryl and Tanya, sipping margaritas inside my lab, giggling about the comfy leather seats. The whole time my alert monitors are blinking in the background. One of them's unplugged the GPS tracker, called it that beeping annoyance, covered the plates with a beach towel. What she doesn't know is the system still pings. Satellite bursts with every movement. We start piecing together her trail, a fireworks stand, a beach motel, some dingy spa. It's like a Real Housewives episode, only way more illegal. Meanwhile, the agency is panicking. Because the camper had been temporarily inactive for local ops, nobody was watching it around the clock. My assumption that nobody would be dumb enough to steal it just turned into a national liability. Worse, Brenda had no clue what kind of heat she'd brought down on herself. She thought this was just another HOA win getting rid of the eyesore. Meanwhile, the cartel we were watching, they noticed. Spanish comments start flooding our encrypted feeds. "That's the van. Find her." My handler gives me a look and says, "You'll love this." She just geotagged herself at the Blue Water Parade in Sable County wearing DEA sunglasses. I swear I nearly flipped the table. There she was in government gear with cartel spotters no doubt watching online. I volunteered to extract, not for payback, but because frankly if we didn't, someone was going to get killed. By the time I board the surveillance chopper, she's posted 2 more videos, one from the lab's shower, another from the rooftop ladder yelling, "America, baby!" I turn to my handler and mutter, "She's officially the most dangerous idiot in the country." They'd started calling my camper Freedom Cruiser. There's Brenda smoothie in hand, cruising down Route 17 like it's spring break, her friends throwing trail mix around, not realizing the fridge was a stabilizer for chemical compounds or that the drawers held samples that could drop a grown man in seconds. Every time she hit a button, she triggered another security log, but she didn't care. The agency tracks her to a gas station in Little Haven. Problem is a known cartel associate has been spotted nearby. I touch down in Sable County and meet with Deputy Marty, a man who looks and thinks like a jelly donut, round and confused. She stole what now he says. A mobile DEA lab, I tell him. He just blinks. She's toast. We keep watching Brenda's posts. She's at a bingo parlor/foot spa. One of her friends spills narcotics across the carpet. Another video pans across my forensic gear. Brenda giggles. Looks like CSI. The agency decides we can't wait. Her next stop is the Pelican Shore Beach Carnival, according to her own live stream. But the video shows more, a guy standing in the background, sunglasses, phone watching, cartel. We go from monitor to contained soft perimeter. No sirens, no panic. Just get the camper, secure the gear, get Brenda out before someone with worse intentions shows up. When the camper rolls into the carnival, it's a circus, glitter flamingos, techno music, the whole deal. Brenda makes a speech about reclaiming freedom from HOAs and curfews. People are clapping, thinking it's a show, but I see the signs, 2 cartel scouts at opposite ends waiting, watching. Then Brenda goes live again, showing off the lab, and I watch in horror as she starts prying open a vault drawer with a spatula. Vials hit the floor. My handler's in my earpiece. Contain it now. I signal to Deputy Marty. He clicks his radio. Our agents move in. I walk up to Brenda, mid-live stream. She spots me and yells, "Oh, look, it's Mr. Grumpy Camper." I don't say a word, just step up and shut down her phone, and suddenly the mood shifts. She blinks. "Wait, is this about the camper?" I say, "Brenda, you stole a federal lab, tampered with narcotics, exposed classified files, and brought it all to a public beach." She tries to laugh it off. "It was unlocked. You pried the gate with a crowbar. Semantics." The crowd is still clapping, thinking it's street theater, until one of the agents shouts, "We've got movement." 2 cartel scouts start making a move for the camper. One reaches inside his jacket. I yell, "Go loud," and all hell breaks loose. Agents tackling tasers, flying kids screaming, families scrambling, Brenda shrieking, "Are they with you too?" 20 minutes later, the place is cleared. Camper sealed, Brenda cuffed and looking about as smug as a wet cat. Back at HQ, we assess the damage. Flamingos glitter salsa stains on the biometric pad. Someone jammed a granola bar into a scanner. But one thing's worse. An encrypted USB drive is missing. Turns out Tanya tried to play music on her laptop and triggered a ping all the way in Central America, a cartel node. The breach is real. Brenda's interrogation is almost surreal. "I thought it was abandoned," she says. "You broke a lock. It was rusty." Do you know what Schedule 2 means? Some kind of weight loss thing? She gets charged with everything: federal theft, unauthorized access, reckless endangerment, the works. Her defense: "I just wanted a vacation. The trial is a joke. Jury sees the videos, the spilled samples, wine glass propped up on a microscope. Verdict: guilty on all counts. 7 years parole after 5. As she's led away, she yells, "I know the mayor. Nobody cares." And online, Brenda's mugshot becomes a meme. From HOA queen to federal scene, they call her the Margarita Mole. I can't help but laugh. Ironically, her chaos exposed a cartel comm cell we'd been chasing for months. And with the intel recovered, we took down 10 major operatives across 3 cities. Brenda, in all her flamingo glory, had handed us the final key. I got promoted lead mobile ops, new van camouflaged as pest control. Months later, I drove by the old neighborhood. Brenda's place has new owners, no flamingos, no parties, just some folks grilling in peace. The gates reinforced with steel cameras and drones now. For a second, I almost missed the chaos, but then I remembered in this business, there's always another Brenda just around the corner waiting to turn a margarita bender into a federal emergency. So tell me, was it justice or just another train wreck in HOA suburbia? Let me know what you think. Who was right, who was wrong, and does anyone really win in a neighborhood like this? Drop your thoughts below. I've got a feeling we're just getting started.